Next, we have Nina Oakley, who's going to talk a little bit about the climate dashboard that she's been working at. And it's really been driven by the group that Clint Cobley from the Farm Service has put together. And Clint, if you want to pipe up at any point, please feel free to do so.
Well, one thing I would like to say is that actually this whole idea started back in February with my partners over at BLM. Joe Tagg and I had talked about this potential ongoing drought and the need to give our farmers and ranchers more information so they could plan their future. So it didn't just come from the Farm Service Agency. It really came a lot from the BLM, and that's where we got started.
He has been really proactive in kind of addressing drought responses on BLM lands. And Chris, if you want to speak anything about that, you're welcome to as well. But Nina, kind of the outcome of some of those meetings is that we decided to aggregate information, drought information and assistance information, kind of create a portal where people could, I don't know if I want to call it one-stop shopping, but it's just a place where information for Nevada residents, managers, producers, communities can more readily find the information they needed in helping them make decisions. And so, Nina?
Hello, I am Nina Oakley. I'm a assistant climatologist with the Western Regional Climate Center and also a researcher with the California Nevada Applications Program. And so I've been working on the Great Basin Weather and Climate Dashboard, which is a website, and I just have a few slides to kind of introduce it, and then we'll get you actually moving and interacting with each other to talk about the dashboard and get some feedback about it. So the goals of the dashboard, basically to create a web page that summarizes the weather and climate conditions in the Great Basin, both current and looking backwards, and then also looking forward, some forecast tools. And the main goal of the tool, like as Clint said, is to support weather and climate-related decision-making. We've seen in our talks today a lot of decisions being made in the Great Basin, management decisions based on weather and climate. We've talked about forest management today, wild horse and burros, disaster response, fire management. I think this is my third forum, and every time I come to one of these and listen to the talks and talk with people here, I find more and more out about what types of decisions people are making and what types of weather and climate tools they need to help support these decisions. So this is another tool in the arsenal of tools we're trying to produce to serve the decision makers. One of the goals of the dashboard is to make it not only useful to decision makers, but also usable. So we're also interested in your comments on the web interface. Do you get it? Do you not get it? Do things not work in your certain browser that you're using? So we're not only looking at content, but also web design in this. And that's been one of our goals is these tools we're putting out there, do they make sense? How do people use them? So as we ask you to use the dashboard, I'll probably walk around and peep at what you're doing to see where you're going on the page. And this, the dashboard and these other tools we're producing, we want it to be an iterative process with input from target users. That's why we're presenting it here. This is by no means a finished tool, so we really want to get your input and make it something that you can use in your job to help make your decisions. So why the dashboard? As Clint said, they needed a tool to help with these drought decisions. And we wanted to get something up there so you could kind of have the one-stop shopping to get all your drought info in one place. Also to make it a place for to disseminate Great Basin drought info, so we can post any newsletters if your group has an ongoing newsletter that we can link to. If there's information, breaking news that we can get on there, we'd like to do that. And or if you produce images or anything that can be included on the dashboard that aren't already on there, we'd like to know about those and incorporate them. And just get many drought-related resources available in one place. So if you have a decision to make based on drought, we pull from all the various resources and you can go to one location and find that information. So what's on the dashboard? You'll get to look at it in a moment. But we have drought indices and products such as the Drought Monitor. A few images of current weather conditions, not too heavy on on current weather, since we're usually looking back at what were the conditions and forward what will the conditions be, not so focused on what's happening today. Some temperature, precipitation, snowpack, comparisons to normal and comparisons to average. A little bit of stream flow information. That's where we'd really like some support. I think we're missing, there might be more stream flow hydrology resources to put on there that I'm not familiar with. Temperature and precipitation forecasts at various timescales, looking out several days up to 3 months. And drought planning resources, links you can go to, and also agency updates and newsletters. Again, that's one of the things I want to solicit from you here today is, does your agency put out updates and newsletters and things that we can link to try and make this a really database that doesn't just have weather and climate information, but also more of what's going on, news type things. So we really need your input to make this. We don't just want to produce something that goes on the web and we show it off and it's fun, and we want to actually have something that you will use in your work. And want to know from you, you obviously use tools to inform your decisions now. What are these tools you're using? Did we get them on the pages? Do we not have them on the pages? Let us know. And you'll have the opportunity to let us know through a quick survey, 5-question survey, and then there's a spot for you to write in any resources you have to suggest. And then we'll also do, after the survey and looking at the site, a little group discussion and about your decision-making process and the tools you use. And I'm going to try and, it's still open here, bring up the dashboard just to give you a quick overview of it. I think this is the guy I want, right? Okay, there we go. Great Basin Weather and Climate Dashboard. We stayed away from calling it the Drought Dashboard, although most of the tools are guided towards drought. But hopefully we are not in drought conditions forever, and we don't want it to be pinned to drought. We want people to be attracted to use this tool from who are looking at weather and climate for other reasons. So we have several tabs along the top. Current information is on the first tab, and we start with our general drought information up in here, current weather, and then moving on to temperature and precipitation departures from normal for various timescales. Some NWS observations, normals, and records from around the Great Basin, standardized precipitation index, a lot of NRCS graphics about snow water equivalent, precipitation, snowpack, and some stream flow information. And we have a forecast tab with some forecast tools here. And so several different types of information there. Fire outlook. Again, I'm open to suggestions for more hydrologic products we can include, stream flow forecasts. Drought planning resources. There's some links here. This is by no means a complete list. I'm sure there are many more out there, and I would like to find out what they are. And a little bit about the project and links to various agencies. So with this, we'll go ahead and let you play around with the website and look at what's there and see what you think of it. And we'll have a quick survey for you to do. And Tamara is going to introduce how the rest of the afternoon will go and how we'll collect your input. So I guess I don't need to take questions because we'll be answering them.